Alright guys, so today we're going to be cutting up some wood. The guy I cut trees with, the last job we did, the lady wants a pin made out of the tree that we cut down. So I am going to accommodate her. I got the chainsaw. I got my little girl here with me. Oh, she wanted to wave. And we're gonna go over here and cut some of this tree up. We're gonna look for some good grain color in it. The tree was dying. It's an ash tree, and it had got a bug in it called the emerald ash borer. So we're gonna see if we can't get some crazy looking grain out of it. That way it just doesn't look like a regular plain pin. So bear with me. We're gonna get you set up, and I think I already see the piece I want. So bring it down here the way you can see. We're gonna go after what this discoloration in this is. I'm gonna take a sliver off here, and then we'll look at that. So you'll want to stand back just a little bit, sweetheart.
Looks like it's all the way through.
Yeah. Alright, so that definitely will give us a couple pieces that'll do some stuff. We're gonna hunt around here for a little bit, see what else we can see, and if I find anything else interested, I'll bring you along. Alright guys, so we gotta cut up what we want. You look here, we have some stacks right. Go ahead and show them to them.
We got these. Right
There you go, flip them over so they can see everything. So they got that ugly spot through the middle, but with a pin, I think that's gonna make good. We got one down here that's got a triangle. She said she thought it looked like a fidget spinner. But this is the tree. This is the part of the base right here. Yeah, that's part of it. They must have already hauled off the other part of it. It was over there on our crane truck, but that must have been what they did Friday when it rained a little bit. So next time guys, when you see me, I'm gonna be in the workshop. We'll get some of these processed down to smaller pieces and started drying. So we picked out a piece of wood that we're going to use for the tree customer's pen, and I don't know how well we can see, but I am going to get you flipped around and take a look at it. So this is the piece of wood. As you can see, it's got some color in there in the middle and some on the outside. It's way thick. It's probably 2 inches thick. And you can see all the coloring right there goes through on most places, and we got some on this outer edge. So I'm just going to take a bunch of strips of this, get it all cut up, and we're going to see how it looks from there. Well, I'm not sure what happened, guys, but I had looked at my camera and it was off. So we got these, that right, where are we at? Okay, that right there has some nice color in the grain. We'll probably cut them down a little bit more before we go to do anything. This one's real nice. I think this one will do good. We'll take them down just a touch more on both sides, kind of give it a more square feel to it. I'm going to turn my camera off because I may not have very much recording space. Guys, so I got these cleaned up. Let me get these over here. You can see this one there. That one I think has the most potential. I just like the way all that looks. This one here, which has some good potential, but I think once we cut it down to our final dimension, it's gonna lose a lot of it. And then this one here is pretty plain, but we can set this aside and do something else with it. Anyway, I think with this, if you see this crack right here in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. Because I think once you dry it, it's just going to pull apart even more, especially drying as quick as I am. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that in half, and we'll come back. Alright guys, so we're back. We have our 4 blocks, and what we're going to do is put them in the toaster oven, and I've got it only on like 150, and we're just going to kind of slowly let these bake. And hopefully that gets all the moisture out of it without splitting the wood. I've done this on some small round pieces and wood that's supposed to already be dry you buy from the wood store. Oops. You want to dry it and make sure, because if you mix it with resin and it's got any amount of moisture in it, it's going to show up, it'll mess with the resin. But anyway guys, we're going to throw these in the toaster oven and see what happens. And I'm just going to let them cook until I think they're dry. If I had a moisture meter at one point in time, if I can find it, we'll pull that out. But I'm going to throw these in and get right back to you. There we go. Alright guys, let me make sure, tilt that up. Alright, so I went ahead and cut this block up into something closer. We got this that'll hopefully go through enough, and then we got a couple little spots there. But we are going to be using a well here, it'll be better for you. A Wall Street 2 24 Garrett cold kit. So we're going to get this drilled and get the tube glued in. Guys, so we got the reamer here, and I don't know if Gorilla Glue was the best option. It made a mess, but nonetheless, we're going to see if we can't get this reamed up. We got it all reamed up. Now let's go get it on the lathe. So we have it all chucked up here in the lathe. We're going to see how it turns. It's wood, so it should turn fairly quickly. But let's get to this. Well, that did it for that blank. Alright guys, so apparently the Gorilla Glue didn't adhere the wood to that blank, which is odd. I would have thought it would, but we're going to get another piece cut up, and I'm going to use epoxy this time, see if that makes any difference, and we'll come back as soon as it's done. Well, this is a much bigger block, so I'm going to back this up. And I just didn't want to process it down. I'll turn it down. It should turn down fairly quickly. But let's get going. Alright. Got a few cracks there. I don't know if y'all can see them, but we have a couple cracks in there. I'm just going to take some thin CA and put in there and then rub some sawdust. But first things first, before we do that. Put this down so I don't get CA all over the place. And I'm just going to coat the whole thing. Alright. I'm going to give that a few minutes to sit, and we'll come back and finish turning. I just got to be careful. There's a pretty decent crack right in there, so I just got to be careful with that. Let it set for a little bit. Sharpen my tool up. Make sure we're at where we want to be. Yep. Let's get back to it. Alright, well, as much as I want to push my luck and keep turning it, I think I'm just going to hit it with sandpaper. I do need to take that hump out. I'm going to take this hump out right in here, and then I'm going to finish it with sandpaper. Alright. So we're going to just start off with 120, and if that don't cut down what I need, then we'll go higher, but 120 should do the trick. Alright, well, that's 120. I'm going to progressively go up to probably 600, but I'm not going to take y'all along because it's the same thing. I turn the lathe on and sand it this way, then I turn it off and take out them scratch lines with the same sandpaper. You get a really nice finish that way, so I'll get back to y'all when I'm ready to put the final coat on it. Looks pretty nice, I think. I mean, I'm very happy with it. Let me grab you real quick. See if I can't give you a close-up of it. Why isn't it? There we go. I mean, that thing looks pretty good. I mean, you got the little bit of stress cracks right here, but I reinforced them with CA glue before I glued in the tube, and then y'all seen me reinforce it. But one time, I've done it a couple other times before then, and I'm getting ready to do a full CA finish on it. So I think it'll be just fine with it. So let me put y'all over here and we'll get ready for the finish. Go have the lathe turned on slow. Well, as slow as it can be on this setting. And we're just gonna put on a light coat right there. We'll let that set for right now. I leave the lathe going, that way it can't develop any type of drip. Seems to work out. Oh yeah, that is really beautiful. Phew. If y'all have ever used a CA finish like that, sometimes the smoke coming up off of it can be really harsh. Man, that is pretty. I just love the way that shimmers. But what I'll do is I'll give it a couple minutes in between each coat, and I'll do 3-4 coats on it. You don't want to build it up too much, because then these bushings pretty much simulate the pin. So if you build it up too much, you'll feel that little ledge. So I'll put probably 3 coats of the thin on there, and it'll be good to go. Alright guys, so there it is. Off the lathe, and kit we're going to be using. I don't know if I've said it before, but it's a Wall Street 2 kit. First thing, I'm going to put this on. And there was a couple rough spots right in here. It just looked where maybe the glue lumped up a little bit, but we're going to slide that just to kind of where those are not really hidden, but, well, I guess, yeah, hidden. We're just going to take this in the clamp and clamp it. So, there's the end cap pressed on. Everything looks good right there. Just going to put the rest of this kit together. Alright guys, so after you put the end cap on, you want to put this piece inserted with this part there, the threaded part forward. So, and you don't normally need a vise for this, you can just kind of press it in there. You want to make sure it's fairly flat, right like that. Alright, so once you have that seated in there flush, you just take your ink, put it in there. Should. There we go. And then tighten that on. And once you twist it, the ink comes out. Back twist. Simple as that. Alright. There we go. There's the finished pen. I think it came out really, really good. Looks like the only crack that was there is that little one there. The rest of these filled in really good. I mean, that one's filled in. You can't get nothing inside. I stabilized it with a lot of CA, so I mean, that'll never open back up. But I mean, just look at the way that shimmers. So that's it for this video. This will be the first Wood Turning Wednesday I've put out in a while. But I really just thought this was a unique project. It was really a lot of work for what I'm going to end up getting out of the pen. Because, I mean, one pen doesn't really make up for processing down the wood and everything. Normally you just buy the blanks, but I just like the uniqueness of this, and I'm really happy with the way the pen came out. So, you know, this is from tree to pen. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you join me on the next one. Thank y'all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. God bless.